Welcome back to my channel in another video. This is going to be a review of the high grade GM Sniper 2 from Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket, which is an OVA series that is absolutely one of the best when it comes to Gundam. This is actually quite a bit older of a kit. It's from 2012. So it's got some age on it compared to some of the other kits I've shown. Um, there is some pictures of it, a blurb that if you want you can pause and translate because this one doesn't have any translations. It is a older kit, so you have to expect that. And some information about it over here. And on this side is just some more pictures of it in different action poses, talking about some of the abilities and gimmicks that it has, and different equipment, and another little blurb you can translate and try and translate and see what it says. And because this is a red Bandai box, it says how much it's worth in yen, which is 1,500 yen. So basically, this would have been around 15 American dollars when it first came out. I think the box art is fantastic because it shows you basically what you can do. You can have it set up with the sniper unit itself with no other accessory, with its visor piece down, or you can have its visor piece up and have it with its standard issue rifle with its shield. And then, of course, you have the little mobile worker that comes in the box as well, which we'll also get to because it's technically an accessory. So I'll go ahead and talk about it with the kit. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the kit then, shall we? So, here we go. This is the kit. Now, even though it's a 2012 kit, it has some of the best articulation for such an older kit with hold on, there we go. Such an older kit, and also being a regular grunt suit. They don't usually put too much effort into grunt suits because they're just, they're basic suits. They're meant to be like frontline troops and stuff, but the GM Sniper 2 grunt suit is just an amazing high grade. Honestly, it's one of the best. It has a lot of decals, so they actually did put a lot of care and effort into this kit. And I think the reason why is because there's so much love for this particular suit in the fandom. It's just such a cool looking suit, and you don't see it often. And like I said, the only time you see it in the show is in 0080 War in the Pocket, and you don't really get to see it do anything cool except get destroyed. So, yay. But the GM Sniper is a really cool kit. It actually has quite a bit of detail as well. For high grade, there's lots of little detailing on the plastic. It's a lot more than you would expect for an older kit from 2012. So there's quite a bit of panel lining in like the legs and a decent amount in the arms and some in the shoulders. There's a lot in the foot right there on the bottom part, and some on the side skirts. But that's about it really. There's some on the elbows as well, and a lot on the head as well. So, like I said, you do get quite a bit, a lot more than you think you do. So that's honestly pretty cool. And as you can tell, I have him in a pretty cool. I try to put him in the best sniper position I can, while also having him looking through the barrel of the sniper. Hold on, I'll be right back. I want to turn off this light and see if that changes anything. I don't know. I feel like this might be too dark to see anything, but we'll see. Anyways, so After that, since we're done talking about the articulation and its detailing, the most important thing really that I like to focus on a lot is accessories. And this kit has quite a bit of those. So when it comes to accessories, we got obviously we have the main sniper rifle, which is his main accessory that he comes with. That's pretty obvious and really cool, honestly. It's probably one of the best looking sniper rifles in the Universal Century because they don't really tend to focus on sniper rifle type weapons. It's usually just like regular rifles or like melee weapons are a big thing in the Gundam universe that they really focus on heavily. So long range sniper weapons are pretty rare, and this actually is like a really cool design because it looks like a more contemporary weapon than a futuristic design just by the look of it. It kind of reminds me of like an an L96 or something like that. Just looks like that kind of style. Personally, I think it looks awesome. Of course, that means it also has separate hands. So he has a trigger finger hand for the right. For the right. That is what he has right now for the sniper rifle specifically, because it's at a different angle. And then a left open hand, expressive hand. I have it to where he's using that to like hold the rifle, obviously. But he also has two holding hands for both arms, and those hands are for holding his beam sabers, um, which are actually right here on his back. So that's his beam sabers right there. I personally prefer those. I like how you can store them on his back or something, like his butt flap or his like back skirt or however you want to describe that piece of armor. Um, a lot of people say it in different ways. Most people call it a butt flap in the community, but I don't even know if that's what it's called. Probably the back skirting armor is what it's really called. Anyways, another trigger finger that is specifically for the little standard issued, I think it's called the bull something rifle or like uh, some kind of bull rifle. But basically, it's a regular type of machine gun. It's not a beam. It's not a beam rifle or a beam gun. It's just a regular machine gun that actually has bullets. And I do believe that clip can come out, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, never mind. I'm mistaken. That particular version of that rifle, that magazine's actually molded into the rest of the plastic, so that can't come off like I thought it could. It obviously it also has two pretty short beam saber effect parts. Honestly, you can kind of tell how small they are because they're not much longer than the shield. Honestly, they're pretty short. I feel like these might be a little too short for a high grade, personally. A little longer would be the perfect size, I think, for a high grade. Obviously, he's got a shield. I wanted to show you the little decal that I put on there. So there's some, obviously there's decals and a little piece that you can clip onto the back of his arm if you want to have him with this. So that's another accessory, of course. And then finally, we get to another main accessory, I guess you could say, which is that orange dude. Now, what exactly is that? Well, it's a mobile worker. So, for a lot of people who are new to Gundam probably don't know, but mobile workers are basically the original mobile suits because they were the ones that were originally created. They were created in order to, well, be a suit of armor to protect them against the environment out in space while they built space colonies. And this is what that is. It's one of the many versions of them. Now he comes with his own accessories, so he has as you can tell, I have on there more like a like clamping hands, kind of like the ones you see in the loader from Aliens, where Ripley's fighting the Queen Alien. Kind of like that, kind of like from the power loader, that type of hand. But he also has these other arms that have like more normal human like hands on the edges of them. Not really sure what you could use that for, honestly, but if you prefer that look, you can. And also, there are two little circles on the top of him up here. You'll see him when he turns back around. But those are also accessories for him because they're not something that you have to have on him. These little things right here, because those are actually supposed to be lights. And you also have another pair of those lights that you can put on his arms that are a different style, and you can choose between which ones you want, uh, like that right there. It's kind of hard to see, but like that one. Maybe it'll be better if I pick it up. Yeah, like that. There's another one that I have on the other arm. So you do have options for the little light pieces as well. And that is all the accessories. Now, of course, you're probably wondering, why is he holding that head? Yeah, well, if you remember my one of my previous videos, I was talking about um, GM Buddy, a Mark II Titans that has a GM head. Well, this is his actual head, or what's left of it from my blunder. And because I really don't have any other use for the head, and as a modeler, you don't want to throw stuff away. So I figured the best thing I could do for a destroyed, demolished head is have it in the hands of a mobile worker, like he's a salvage worker, and he happened to salvage this destroyed Mark II head. I know it's kind of silly, but really it's the only thing I could think of. So I kind of like took my knife and modified the bottom part of the head so that I could fit his like little hook hand underneath it, and it works pretty well actually. It fits pretty easily in there. So that's about it really for that. This guy does have some articulation. It's mostly in the arms and in the legs. That's about all he's got. He's a very simple little build, so he doesn't have a whole lot of extra bits or anything. The GM sniper is obviously the main attraction to this little set right here. So that's the one you really want to focus on. And his claim to fame is his little visor piece that's on his helmet, because on the head part, because you can flip it up, and now you can see what he would look like with that flipped up, and you can see the rest of his visor. Hold on, let me get a better shot of that. That was pretty blurry. Trying to get better at focusing this camera, but really it's not great. I need to get a better camera. I know I do. But, all in due time. That's just how these things work. Um but yeah, that's how he looks with his visor flipped up. Now, of course, I like it flipped down because, he's supposed to be in sniper mode. But head came off. Hold on. Let me put that back on. Give me a second. Alright. Sorry about that. It's okay. I got it back on. stuff like that happens whenever you manipulate things on model kits. Sometimes things just come off. But that's actually it for this video. All I got left to do really is the rating and recommendation. And honestly, my rating for this guy is probably going to be like a 7 or an 8, because like it's a truly amazing kit. There's a really good amount of articulation here. I know I don't really go over articulation bit by bit, but there's a lot more here than you might think, especially to do this kind of pose. And it's really impressive for a 2012 high grade. So a pretty old kit by today's standards. Um, it's just really cool, and the fact that he comes with a mobile worker is just more interesting. It gives him a little bit more extra personality and quite a bit of accessories. You have lots of hand choices, and on top of that, you have like 2 weapon choices plus a shield. And of course, you also have his beam sabers if you wish to put that on him as well. And you have tons of decals. I mean, there's a lot of decals to give him a lot of detail. And if you put a lot of work into this kit, he can look probably better than some master grades look. And that's just with the decals. Now, if you add like panel lining and stuff to this kit, he can look like one of the absolute best looking kits I've ever seen. So truly, visually, he is just a beautiful GM kit. One of the best ever made, especially in the high grade category. Um, Maybe some downside in detailing is probably the only poor spot when it comes to this kit. Um, Other than that, great kit. Technically, I don't believe there's any. Well, there's some. There's some foil stickers, mostly for the lens on the gun over here. But most everything he's got is decals instead of stickers, and even this little mobile worker has got decals you could put on there. So really cool stuff, honestly. Um, Beam sabers are a little short, the effect parts, but that's okay, because once you start buying quite a few of these guys, you'll eventually have a ton of leftover beam effect parts. And if you ever want to pose him with a beam saber, you can just use a slightly longer one. So that's not really a big deal, personally. And he's just a really good high grade to have on your shelf. He's definitely an eye catcher. He's not a showstopper. Like, he's not one of those Gundam kits where you want to give a tour and like show everybody your Gundam kits that come into your house. He's not going to be the one that you show near the end, but he's definitely one that you would show like sometime in the middle of the show. Something that's more impressive than just your basic kit. So he's not completely standardized like a lot of the other GMs. I mean, he's got a mostly standardized parts, obviously, but he's just a really cool kid overall. Just one of my personal favorite designs as well. So a lot of that praise is probably fanboyism, I guess you can say, because I just love this GM design. But yeah, definitely, I give him about a 7 or 8. I'd probably go with 7. I think 8 might be a little too high. But yeah, I give him a 7. I'd give him a good rating. He's better than above average. He's good. Um, Other than that, when it comes to recommendation, obviously I'd recommend him. He's a high grade, so he's not too hard to find. He's in pretty large quantities. So not hard to find, and he started at $15. So price wise, anywhere between 15 to 25 is probably what you'd be looking at for this kit. And personally, I don't think that's that bad of a deal, honestly. So definitely something to look out for, and obviously a huge recommendation for me personally. Definitely one of those kits to use for like a diorama or something along those lines, because you can do a lot with a sniper unit. So that's it. Like and share, and please subscribe to my channel. if you enjoyed what you see and you want to come back for more in the future, and hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching, and Yokai Beast out.